In today's video, I'll be sharing top 5 Toronto suburbs that most of my buyer clients tell me they would want to live in. Let's be real, getting a house in the city of Toronto is expensive, and these suburbs act as a good alternative to families and as well as young working professionals. So the suburbs I'm going to talk about today, 2 of them are on the west side of the city and 3 of them are on the east side of the city. And the prime reason they are in high demand is because of affordability, good school districts, and their connectivity to downtown core via transit. So let's talk about them. So the first neighborhood we're going to talk about is Burlington, which, as you can see on the map, is on the west side of the city. First, let's run the numbers and see how the real estate has performed in the year of 2024. So here's the trend line of prices of all property types, that is detached, semi-detached, townhouses, freehold townhouses, and as well as condos. So you can see the prices have more or less remained flat throughout the year of 2024, and that's primarily because of we had high interest rate scenario, and now interest rates have started come down, but there's always a lag of like 4 to 6 months for the market to adjust. But we'll see how next year pans out. But in the spring of 2024, we can see the prices went up to touched 1 million mark, and now they've come down to just shy of 1 million. That is, the average price point we're sitting on right now is $980,000. And now let's dig in deep and see what's happening on the townhouses and semi-detached side of things. So now here's the data of semi-detached and townhouses, and I've put a filter that the townhouses and semi-detached, they have to be minimum of 3 bedroom and above. And the data is for the year of 2024, and you can see in the year of 2024, the average price point we're sitting at is 957,000 for townhouses and semi-detached. So basically, you can find a decent semi-detached or a townhouse for under $1 million. And in the year of 2024, there were 258 townhouses and semi-detached combined sold in the year of 2024 in the city of Burlington. And if you deep dive even further, you can see the majority of the action has happened between the price point of 900 to million, and the second highest semi-detached and townhouses have been sold between $1 million to 1.25 million price point, and the third highest semi-detached and townhouses have been sold between the price point of 800 to 899. That is 57 properties were sold in this category. So what I'm trying to say is that you can find a freehold townhouse or a semi-detached for a price point of about like 850 to 950K, which with a good size, which is livable, where you can raise your family and have a good living experience. Let me show you one example. So this property was sold in Burlington for $877,000. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and this was sold in November of 2024. Comes with a parking garage as well, which is decent. Let me show you a couple of pictures. This is how the house looks like from outside, and pretty decent and livable in my opinion. And that's how the house is. And let's go back to the slide. So now let's quickly talk about good schools in the city of Burlington. So I've used this website called Compare School Rankings by Fraser Institute. This website does give you an idea, but the best way to do research about a school is to speak to the parents in the area or speak to the principal of the school, because this website gives a basic idea but not 100% reality of the schools. So that's something I just wanted to highlight. So as per this website, Alton Village on the northwest side of the Burlington is good. It has an 8.2 rating, and the second good school in the area or in Burlington we're talking about is Pauline Johnson. This has 8.38 rating, and it is located in southeast of Burlington. So that's pretty much for the schools. So now let's talk about the commute time from Burlington to downtown Toronto. For example, you can see on the map, you can go from Appleby GO station in Burlington to Union Station in about 1 hour's time. So that's the commute we're looking over here. And by drive, I would say depending on the traffic, it's more or less the same time. It takes about like 1 hour give and take, but it also depends upon the traffic. So the next good suburb we're going to talk about is Oakville. It is located right over here. You can see on the map. It's located just by Burlington and between Mississauga. And Oakville is in high demand. And the reason for that, I'm going to talk about those in a bit. First, let's run the numbers and see how the real estate has performed in the year of 2024 in Oakville. And you can see we started around around 1.2 million, and the price is kind of peaked at 1.445 during the spring of 2024. And after that, during the summer, prices came down. We saw downward pressure, and that makes sense because during the summertime, typically the real estate activity tends to slow down. And during the fall of 2024, we saw a slight uptick. And now the average price point in Oakville we are sitting out is on 1.265 for all property types. Now let's even dig in deeper and understand what's going on in Oakville for townhouses and semi-detached. So here we are. So here's the data of those, and I've only filtered out units or the houses which have at least 3 bedroom and up. So I've filtered out any houses which has 1, 2 or 0 bedroom. So here we go. So in the Year of 2024, the average median price for townhouses and semi-detached properties in Oakville we're sitting at is 1.160, and in total 492 semi-detached and townhouses combined were sold in the year of 2024, and out of those 492, majority of them were townhouses. If you see, 85% of were townhouses and just 14% were semi-detached properties. And majority of the houses were sold between the price point of 1 million to 1.25. That is 251 houses were sold. And second highest action we saw within the price point of 1.25 million to 1.5. That is 107. And the third highest category was between 900 to 999, 999. There were 63 houses which were sold within this price point. Now let's check out the commute time from Oakville to downtown Toronto. So by GO train, I meant you can take, it's about 44 minutes commute, and by drive, it's going to take you about like 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the traffic. But if traffic is heavy, it might also take you more than an hour. And now let's quickly check out the good schools. So this is again from the same website or the same institute, Fraser. And St. Andrews is a good school. It has a rating of 8.5. And the second good school in Oakville I'm going to talk about is Sunningdale, and this has a rating of 9.2. All right, now we're going to go on the east side and we're going to focus on Durham region. Durham region is over here, right on the map, you can see. And within the Durham region, we're going to talk about three suburb area or three cities. That is Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. Let me quickly zoom in over here. Pickering, Ajax, Whitby. Oshawa, it gets tricky out there. Some neighborhoods or some pockets gets rough. So that's something I would keep in mind. So that's why today I'm only talking about Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. And out of these three, my first priority would be Pickering. That's a pretty good, I would say, little city. Safe, good sense of community, good school district. At second number would be Whitby. Whitby, again, similar story, good school district, good sense of community. And in the third, Ajax is pretty good as well, in my opinion. And let me quickly run the numbers for you in the Durham region. And if you see the trend line, the average price point is hovering about like 850K. So similar story, just like the other region or in the GTA, the prices kind of peaked during spring of 2024. And after that, they've come down and we've seen a slight uptick and kind of found a foundation at the average price point of $850,000 in Durham region. So if you notice, the east is slightly cheaper as opposed to the west end. And let's run the numbers in depth now. So this is again same like west end. I'm gonna do the analysis of semi-detached and townhouses, which has at least 3-bedroom and up for the year of 2024. And you can see in the year of 2024, the average median price we're looking at is $820,000. So it's affordable as opposed to the west side, that is Burlington and Oakville. And the total amount of houses in the year of 2024, which only includes townhouses and semi-detached, the amount of houses were sold for 1,792. And out of these 1,792, majority of them were townhouses and 30% were semi-detached properties. And if you check out the price point, the majority of the houses were sold between the price point of $800,000 to $899. And the second highest action we saw within the price range of $700 to $799. And the third highest category where we saw the highest number of sales were $900 to $999. So let me quickly show you what type of property you can find in Pickering or Whitby. So in Pickering, you can find something like this for $850,000. It's a townhouse. It's a freehold townhouse, but has a portal fee at the same time. Portal fee is basically parcel of tied land. It's like it's a community who pays for common expenses for like shoveling and upkeep of the neighborhood. So it's not too high, but at the same time, it is not negligible as well. And this is a 3-bed, 3-washroom. And let me show you the house. It's not going to be the biggest, but because Pickering is expensive in Durham region, but at the same time, it is not too far from downtown core, so which is nice. And this is what you can get. And now let's check out what you can find in Whitby. So again, Whitby, we're looking at a townhouse with a portal fee of $200 a month, but the price point goes down. So you can find something like 3-bed, 2-washroom for about like $750,000. And this is slightly newer property, so that's why it is it's going to be smaller. The newer, the smaller it is going to be. But what I'm trying to say is you can find something decent, reasonably sized for about like 800 to 850K if you're looking for a semi-detached property. And townhouse about like higher 700s to 800 to 800K. But in this case, it's 750, and this is the type of house you can find, which is again not too bad. It is livable, and you can raise a family in this too. But you have options. That's what I'm trying to say in the east area or in the Durham region. So now let me show you what's the commute time from Whitby to downtown core. So here we are. So it's going to take you about like 1 hour 21 minutes from Go Station to Go Station, from Whitby to Union Station, that is in downtown. And then from Ajax, it's going to take you about 57 minutes from Go Station, Ajax Go Station to Union Go Station. And from Pickering, it's going to take you about 47 minutes from Pickering Go to Union Go Station. And if you made this far to the video, and if you got any questions about real estate, if you want to discuss anything about real estate, I would be happy to assist. You can book a call with me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below, or you can call or text me as well. So now let's go back to the video, and now I'm going to show you the good schools in the Durham region. So let's start with Pickering. So in Pickering, there's a school called William Dunbar. It has a rating of 8.1, which is nice. And the good school in Whitby is Jack Minor. It has a rating of 9.5, which is pretty solid. All right, that's pretty much for today. And these were my top suburban areas in Greater Toronto area. I did not cover the north area, that is Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham. They're also good, but the price point goes up, so that's why I did not cover those. And a lot of the buyers I'm helping them in these areas, and they're also preferring these areas, so that's why I thought of sharing these suburban areas with you today. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.